CJ Lavigne is the author of urban fantasy novel In Veritas from New West Press 2020. Her short fiction has appeared in venues including Fusion Fragment, Augur Magazine, Daily Science Fiction, and Podcastle. She lives in Alberta, Canada. CJ, over to you.
Thanks. Okay, let's see here. The main thing you need to know in this book is that our protagonist, Verity, is wildly synesthetic. She sees sound, hears things she touches, everything gets all jumbled together for her. So she's always perceived a mysterious world that others don't. And in this scene, she meets a mysterious magician and discovers for the first time in her life that she may not be alone. The crowd thickens at the edges of the Byward Market, near vegetable stands and stalls filled with maple syrup, flowers, and beaded crafts. A magician is setting up near the corner of Sussex and George. He has a faded, collapsible table, a deck of cards, and a dog. The spot he's chosen is shaded by a stone archway between two restaurants. It's a curious choice for a busker, a dim recess on an already shadowed day. More, the magician and the dog are both in black. The magician with curling jet hair and a worn t-shirt, jacket and jeans and high boots like an urban pirate, and the dog just a sea of darkness lit by yellow eyes. The magician's hands are dusky and deft. The dog is the size of a wolf. The magician cocks his head to the left, and so does the dog. The magician fans a deck of cards in his right hand. The dog lifts its right front paw. To Verity, they both smell like sulfur and taste like 3 hours past midnight, so she stops. She stands just across the street, near the wall of a bookstore branded in red and gold, and frowns. At first, she thinks the magician is young, but he's too rangy for adolescent sleekness, and the mane of his hair thins slightly at each temple. He tastes so much like the dog that she half expects his eyes to flash gold, but when he and the dog glance over, in fluid accord, his gaze is dark. Both of their stares are feral, but the magician returns to his shuffling, and the dog watches a moment longer, one ear flicking low before Verity drops her eyes. When the card tricks start, the magician is neither terrible nor exceptional. He draws the queen of diamonds from a young boy's ear, but nearly fumbles the ace of spades. He conjures a rose from the air, from his sleeve, really, but he masks it well. The clouds are heavy enough to keep the market crowds light, but the show diverts a modest number of pedestrians. Children watch wide-eyed. Between the rolling crackle of passing cars and the sour-colored shift of stoplights, Verity makes out the easy rumble of pick a card and is this the right and magic word? The dog sits quietly and endures a small girl pulling on its tail. The cards only distract for so long before parents begin to tug at children's arms. The upturned ball cap by the folding table remains empty. The magician weaves and shuffles and smiles, narrow-eyed. When the first boy takes 2 steps toward the market, the magician cries, "But wait!" He reaches into the circle of his thumb and finger and pulls forth a gossamer black scarf. It has the look of living shadow, and Verity tilts her head. The scarf drifts lazily in the air as the magician spreads it between his hands. "My friends," the magician says, voice still pitched to Carrie, "are you afraid of snakes?" The dog paces to sit at its master's feet, plumed tail high. It is the exact midnight shade of the scarf and of the magician's leather jacket. Its untamed gaze rests on eager children and passing cars and Verity's pale hands. The magician lets the scarf fly like a banner from his upraised fingers and then drops it, letting it drift down to cover the dog like a shroud. The crowd, curious, now lingers. The boy reaches out for the dark cloth cover, hesitant. The magician waves a magnanimous hand. There's no magic word, no artistry to the trick, but the young boy reaches into the shadowed arch and pulls at the scarf's edge. The scarf slides from the sleek scales of the snake that now curls on the sidewalk where the dog used to be. The snake has the dog's black color and the dog's golden eyes, now pupilled by reptilian slits. It curls itself into a seething pretzel on the rough ground and flicks its tongue. A woman shrieks. They're not looking, the parents and the young children, even the magician, his eyes fixed on the boy, his teeth bared in a grin. They do not see Verity across the street, or the way her stare has focused, or the lumps her tight fists make in the pockets of her coat. Verity's world shifts, and only the snake sees. But the snake tastes like the smoke of fireworks and the deep stillness of night. The crowd gasps and oohs and ahs. The snake contorts slowly in mounded coils. Verity stands quietly. The magician's laugh is a sharp report. Thank you. You can sign up to win a signed hard copy of In Veritas, and I will ship worldwide. Thanks very much.